All right, so you're moving on to another part of the book. It's the Appendix F.1. The book, this edition of the book has been restructured from the old one, where the old one really had all these things in one chapter. Since it's put in appendix, the implication is that it's really a prerequisite and it's things that you've done before. Well, the truth is that most of the things in pre-calc have been done before in Algebra 2. There may be less than half a dozen topics that are kind of new. So we're going to study graphing inequalities, and so let's start with that. So here's an inequality. Let me kind of click this down so you can graph on it. Here's an inequality. So I'm going to restructure this as y equals so I can graph that. So I will have x minus 4 is less than 2y, or y is greater than 1/2 x minus 2. Okay, so you can recognize that this is an equation of a line. Okay, that's an equation of a line. So I'm going to use a straight edge and try and make it as neat as possible. I don't know if you saw my not too good, not a good start. So let's start all over again. See if I can get this start scratching and touching other things. Here's my axis. Still not straight line. No, it's a little better. I'm going to erase this other one. Don't like things that are not straight. I'm OCD. That's the thing with this tablet, is that you touch something that you didn't mean to, and it's going to open something new. Okay, not very good, but best I can do given the constraints of this laptop here. Okay. All right, so there's my axis. Here's my scale, and I'm going to graph that. So when x is 0, y is negative 2. So y is negative 2. The slope is 1/2. So that means rise is going to be 1 and the run is 2. And the slope is positive. So here's my other point that's going to go through it. And since it's a strict inequality, I have to draw a dotted line. Okay. And then it says use test point to decide what to shade. So a good test point to select would be 0, 0. Okay, it would be 0, 0. That's this point here. And what I mean by that is put it into this equation here, and you get 0. Is it greater than 1/2 times 0 minus 2? And the answer is yes, which means that the point, the test point that you selected, is going to be in the shaded part. So you're going to shade like that. Okay, so this is how you do simple inequality, meaning that there's only one inequality. Later on, we're going to look at things where there are multiple inequalities and we need to graph that. Okay. All right. Next example. So here's compound inequalities, which means that there are 2 of them. I'm going to pause here for a minute and try and fix my my pen here. Okay, so I believe the first one is the same one that we had earlier. X minus 2y is less than 4. This is the same one. Okay. So we know that's going to be a straight line. Let me snip this. And so get my axes again. Let's see if I can do the straight lines better this time. Here's x, here's y, and my scale. Okay. And so this one was, what was it? Y is greater than 1/2 x minus 2. So let's go ahead and graph that first, and I'm going to use the blue color on it. So when x is 0, y is -2, and it was going in like that, and it's going to be dotted because it's a strict inequality. And the shading for that was, let's just do black, shading was like that. And the next one is a quadratic, so let me pick a different color on that. And what I have for the quadratic is y is going to be greater than or equal to, I'm going to factor that, so that's x plus 2, x plus 1, so that means the intercepts are -1 and -2. Okay, it's there and there. It's a parabola that's going to be opening up. The vertex is going to be midway, for the x value, it's going to be midway between -1 and -2, so that's -3. And if I put -3 in the equation, x squared plus 3x plus 2, I get y is equal to 9 minus 9 plus 2. So the vertex is at -3, 2. So here's my vertex. That's 1, 2. Oh, did I do this? Okay, I guess I didn't do this one right. Let's go fix that. -1 and -2, so it's right there. And so my vertex should be at -3/2. Let's go fix that. X vertex is going to be the average of -1 and -2, which is -3/2. If I take that and plug it in the quadratic equation, I get y is equal to 9/4 minus 9/2 plus 2. Common denominator is 4, so I get 9 minus 18 plus 8. So then this is -1/4. Okay, so that means the vertex is at -3/2, -1/4. So here's my vertex. It's going to be a solid line because this is not a strict inequality. So here's my parabola. And if I take a look at my test point, which is the origin, okay, I lost my x-axis, didn't I? So right there, let me go get back my x-axis. Okay. If I put 0, 0 here, go back my colors, 0, question mark, greater than 0 plus 0 plus 2, the answer is no. So it's not in the shaded region, so I should be shading this. And remember that to do the compound inequality, it's got to be the overlap